everybody, I'm back for another video. I told you I might be back, so I'm back just for a short video though to share business tip number one. And when you're doing a business, here is something that you do not want to do. You do not want to do photocopying. No, 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 no. No photocopying. The reason why I say no is because I spent the last hour trying to print some business cards for myself for my business, and like while I'm getting ready for my party and everything. And I've had to go into Photoshop and I had to make some adjustments in there with my photos. And anyway, hang on, where's my? I need to turn this backlight because it is really getting on my nerves. So, but anyway, as I was saying, you do not want to do photocopies of stuff. Photocopying, it doesn't matter. Like, for example, let me turn the camera forward for a second. Like, for example, like here's some stuff that I printed as I am planning for my ACTI-LABS party. Okay. So this one I printed right from my computer. It was directly printed. Now, if this was photocopied, this would have been this would have turned out in a bad quality. So you know, not that this necessarily matters. I mean, it would be kind of nice to have like a full quality picture when you're doing a party, when you're doing ads and so on, you know. But if it was something like, say, like this, which I am going to be doing, I'm going to be making photocopies of this. If it's something like this, then that's fine. I can photocopy it, and it's fine. Another example would be, I'm gonna say another example would be this, because some of these I am photocopying for my hostess and her guests for Saturday. Or this, anything like that has wordings on it, like a document, you know. If you're photocopying that, that is totally fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But when you're like, say, even this is basically just your team sales stuff that you can work towards. Like if I photocopied this, it would be like so dim, it would not be funny. It would not look very presentable. But if you're photocopying like a document like this, then it's fine, right? If it's a little bit pale, as long as you can read it, it's all good. Or even like text like this, like as long as like it's still gonna come up. But if you were doing like graphics, like photographics for something, whether that be a poster, whether that be for whatever, I'm gonna show you an example in just a minute. But I just want to pile those back up. Like, don't pay any attention to that. I'm actually in I'm in like a bit of a transition right now, where I just moved my office to this corner. So I have been working on some like business cards, and anyway, so yeah, I've been working on some business cards, and honestly, I'd have to say that I am very disappointed with myself for not thinking about this. You know, because if you're doing like your own business cards, you are going to want to, make sure that your business cards are printed in very good quality. Like, for example, I'm just going to show you a couple samples here, but to cover up my information, just so that nobody ends up calling me from YouTube. And so, yeah. So I just want to show you an example. Like I said, I've been trying to adjust my pictures. I wasted some ink, like a bit of ink and paper, because some of my wordings were cut off. and so on. But here's the difference between copying and printing directly. When you are doing, especially if it's like a poster, or if it's a business card that you're making, you want to print it directly from your computer. You do not want to print one and say, oh, I'll just photocopy it. No, you do not want to do that. I've learned the hard lesson just now, and I'm pretty disappointed because here is my business cards that I printed straight, like directly from my computer. Ignore my nails, they need to be redone. This is what I just printed directly from my computer. They look good. You can see the detail. You can see everything. The words look nice, and you, like I said, in the background, you can see the detail. What the mistake that I made is that I made the mistake by photocopying this to have more copies of it, and I'm like wondering, why are my cards turning out so white? Like, why am I not getting any detail? What's going on? And with this being in the photocopier, it's like you kind of forget what this looks like. And so when I was done printing this, I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't see any details, nothing behind here. It's just all white with maybe a couple hearts, maybe a line, and of course the wordings as well. And so finally, when I was done printing, I printed 6 copies. And then when I was done, I went and pulled this out of the copy part where you do the copies on your printer. And I'm like, whoa, okay, this is not good. Because this, you can see, if you're looking at the background, you can see the detail. You can see the background in this business card. Like, you can see the detail, right? On this one, you can barely see any detail. You might be able to see a couple of scribblets, but other than that, this card is pretty much just basically almost plain. And you just have your wording and stuff like that, and a heart and a squiggly line. That's all. All because I photocopied it from this. So, lesson learned. And I want to share because I want to spare everyone that is doing business. I don't know, maybe some of you have experienced that before too. But if anybody's like just starting a business and they're like, oh, let's make business cards instead of going on a site to like order them and pay a lot of money for them, let's just make my own business cards at home. I mean, ink costs a lot of money too. So, but sometimes it's actually nice to make your own business cards. And I thought I will do that, because I spent a little bit of money, investing in this business already. So, I thought I will just try to maybe cut the cost down and not buy business cards right now. I will just print my own, make my own up, go into Photoshop, put my text in and everything, and then go from there. But make sure that when you do that, that you print every one, as many pages that you are going to use. I use the photo paper because these are business cards, right? You don't want like floppy paper like this that's going to get all crunkled up. You want to use something that's a little bit thicker, like photo paper. That's what I did. I used photo paper to print this page. But then I thought, let's just make life easy and just photocopy it. That way I don't have to go back in and like type in like how many photocopies I want and stuff like that. And so that was a bad mistake because I am going, instead of getting this result, I am getting this result, which is not really resembling what I intended for in the first place. At first, I thought that maybe my color settings were off on my printer or my computer, but then after I got done photocopying all of these, there's 6 pages under here. After I got done photocopying all of these, and when I see my ink and my paper, I realized that it's not my computer settings or my printer settings. It's because I photocopied. So if you are going to do like posting and you want good quality picture, you do not want to photocopy anything that you've typed from your computer. You want to type it directly from your computer, and that way you're going to get the full results. Otherwise, it's going to look like this when it should have looked like this. So, yeah, so that's basically something that I learned, and I wanted to pass it on to everybody because, you know, I mean, that's what videos are for. That's what this channel is for me to share what I'm learning, right? And maybe this might not be an exact ACTI-LABS topic. This is still an ACTI-LABS business, and still we can share tips with each other, and that's the whole point. So that was like my first thing, like, oh my goodness, I totally goofed up on my photocopy. I know now that next time I want to print business cards, I need to print them directly from my computer and not take the good page and put it in the scanner part so I can photocopy it, because you're going to get a bunch of pages that are just not going to match up to the quality that you would get by printing it directly. So do not photocopy if you are looking for good quality material for your business. You want to print directly from your computer. Like I said, if it's like a document, right, and like if it's like Word text and that's all it is, no quality picture, then by all means go ahead, make a photocopy. If that's easier and it's just right there, instead of going in your computer and digging up your files and printing it, if you just have to slide it into the scanner thingies so you can photocopy it, then by all means, absolutely. But if it's a graphical thing that you're trying to print, whether, like I said, whether it's like a poster, some kind of an ad, or if it's some kind of like business cards that you're trying to make, yeah, you do not want to photocopy. You want to print all of them directly from your computer, because, like I said, I don't think I have to repeat myself anymore. You lose quality when you photocopy, especially if it's like graphical, like if there's like a photo or whatever. So make sure that you double check that before you go ahead and make your business cards or your posters or whatever. If you want the exact quality that you see in the picture on your computer, then you need to make sure that you print all of them right from your computer. Do not copy, because you do lose quality. So that's basically all that I want to share. I am thinking of doing some, I'm not really sure if I'm going to do it tonight, but I don't know. I'm thinking of doing like little gift bags for my guests, for my hostess guests for Saturday, for my ACTI party. So I'm not sure. It's already getting late. It's like, I don't know, gosh, it's probably like close to 8:30. Yeah, it's getting late. So, yeah, that's my tip for you. That's my first tip. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait till time goes by and I get all these tips, and now I have one. So make sure you do not photocopy any like graphical stuff for professional business, because you want to make it look professional. And like I said, if it's just plain text, go ahead, make a photocopy. But graphical, you want to keep professional, print directly from your computer. So that's basically all. Have a good night. God bless, and I will talk to you soon.